St. Louis sports fans, go deeper with STL Sports Central Insiders. Get exclusive access to Bernie, Randy, Claves, Jamal Mayers, and more. Plus, your chance to watch a Blues game in the alumni box with Jamal himself. Monthly giveaways, Bernie's columns all week, and support for local sports media. Join now at stlsportscentral.com.
And welcome into the Mizzou Central Postgame Show right here on STL Sports Central. My name is Chris Pelican, joined by Kareem Rush and Ashley Wright, welcoming her to the fold here at STL Sports Central. Tigers win tonight against Alabama State, 85-77. That is your final score. They improved to 9-2 on the season, folks. As always, this show is only as good as the folks who watch it. So why don't you jump on into the comments section there in YouTube and leave us your thoughts on the Tigers' 8-point win tonight against Alabama State. And while you're in there, please give us a like and subscribe. It would be doing us a wonderful solid. So Kareem, we're gonna start with Ashley today. So Ashley is new to the fold here. We were very excited to have her. She's a new STL Sports Central contributor. Ashley Wright, currently a Mizzou grad, but also she's currently the women's hoops analyst for SIUE, so she knows the game rather well. So Ashley, let's first things first. I mean, your thoughts on an 8-point Tiger win tonight?
Yeah, great first half of basketball by Mizzou. Very on brand tonight. Unfortunately, just love how Mizzou came out to begin. Just exploiting the soft spots on the floor in that Alabama State zone. But then, in the second half, starting off slow, letting Alabama get into a run. And it didn't bode well for the Tigers throughout the entirety of the game. But there were some bright spots on that offensive end.
Kareem, your thoughts?
It was a bore for me. no entire game. So I'm not even finding too many moments that I can think of. I'm just sitting here just trying to get through it, and it should have been a 20-point, win for us. But I'm concerned. Obviously we like getting the win off a 2-game skid, but like we were talking in the text prior to the show, this game really tells us really nothing. I thought we could have been a little stronger on the defensive end. We still having those lapses that are going to plague us throughout the year. And I'm still really concerned about our offense. From the 2 games prior to this, especially the KU game, which I was at, that they just destroyed us and was able to key on Mark and Jacob, and we were just completely unable to do anything. So, like I said, this game really meant nothing. I'm happy we got the win. It came off the 2-game snide, but again, we should have won this game. So other than that, I'm just happy that we're moving on, and hopefully, we can obviously, nitpick what we're going to do throughout the game today. But it was nothing for me.
We're going to get into the game and some of the details, some of the individual scores, all that fun stuff in a moment. But I wanted to get your guys' opinion. So here we are, 11 games into this season, and you would think that you're basically about a third of the way through your year. You'd have a pretty good idea of what you're dealing with as a basketball team. And Kareem, you just alluded to it. Ashley, I'd like your thoughts on it as well. I sit here and I say I'm not positive that I think I have any idea how good or how not good this team is. I think part of that can be attributed to the scheduling, right? So they've basically only played 3 teams from power conferences at this point in time. None of them particularly good efforts. I mean, they won the Minnesota game, should have won the Notre Dame game, and obviously the KU game is the game we will not discuss. But, I mean, at this point in time, Ashley, I mean, again, a third of the way into the season, do you think you have an idea of what this team is, what they're capable of, anything like that?
I don't. And I think it's because of the inconsistencies that we see with this team, allowing Notre Dame to shoot 50% in that second half. That's inexcusable. Allowing Kansas to go on that 20-plus point run right before halftime, again, inexcusable. And it just has to do with Mizzou being able to play well, but only for portions of the game. You can't do that, especially going into conference play.
Kareem?
We always good cop, bad cop, Chris. So you tend to feel a little more. Well, I'm actually starting to feel your concerns, especially from the defensive end. You said that this whole season is going to be predicated on how well we play defensively and how our focus is there. And we've seen that over the course, even these games that we're favored, the guard play and the defensive guard play has been terrible. We have a hard time keeping guards, out of the paint. And like I said, that between mid-majors and Power 5 is normally only size. So guard play is always strong in mid-majors, and we're having a hard time stopping people. And again, with our size, I thought that was going to be one of our strong suits this year. But it's really been one of our, our biggest deficiencies is playing defense and being consistent with it. So I don't know what Dennis is going to do. He can go in there and yell all day long, but at some point it has to come down to that locker room and who's kind of leading that charge between Mark and Ant to really kind of pull these guys together. And maybe it's the competition is going to, force us to do so, because we've seen that if we're not prepared, then we get out and get blown out by 20 points. So no one wants to have a repeat of that. And like I said, we're just now entering the kind of the meat of our season. So all the cupcakes are done. SEC tournament time. I mean, it's going to be challenging, and I'm concerned. Hopefully, Stone coming back and help us on the perimeter. I think most teams are going to kind of follow the KU thing and double mark and really kind of really kind of shade Cruz, because that's the only offensive threats that we currently have. So if they do that, then we're going to have a hard time scoring, which is my biggest concern right now.
Last year, this team, all of their energy came from their shooting. Caleb Grill, Jacob Cruz, Tamar Bates would go out and make shots. It got the crowd into the game. It got the team into the game. That was sort of their trigger for energy last year, and they would ride that energy to wins, right? Obviously, it worked for them this last year. This team seems to not have that kind of shooting, right? Jacob Cruz is obviously a great shooter. I don't know if there's anyone else on the team who you feel good about, pulling up from three. So my question is this. In my mind, and Kareem, this is why I said this from the get-go, was that their defense was going to have to be the thing that sparked this team. 11 games in, it doesn't look like this team has been able to put together a consistent 30 to 40-minute defensive effort, right? I mean, like Ashley, you mentioned it, in spurts. We've seen some great spurts defensively, but they don't last long enough, right? Are we too deep into the season for this team to find their identity defensively? I mean, is this something that, because I hate to say this, but I mean, this is going to be a really tough year if these are the efforts we're seeing defensively. Do you guys think, as people who played basketball at higher levels, is a team that doesn't show this for the first third of the season? Ashley, I'll start with you. Do you think they can turn it on defensively as Illinois comes on the schedule and the SEC comes, where the way they're going to win games is by creating turnovers, Anthony Robinson's, spark that he brings? I mean, is this possible, or are we just sort of, as Mizzou fans, destined to another not so great year?
I wouldn't say that. I don't hit the panic button yet, Mizzou fans. I do feel like they can turn it around. Like you said, Chris, we see it in spurts. In order to see it in spurts, there has to be some bright spots, right? So I do feel like that there are some spots on the floor defensively that Mizzou can build off of. Will it be difficult? Yes, Kareem just said it. We're about to get into the meat of the schedule, but it's not impossible.
I'm hoping we rise.
What do you think, Kareem?
We got to rise to the occasion. Like I said, we've been favored, in most of these games, and obviously the KU game is its own thing. But we could have won a Notre Dame game, so we didn't play too poorly. But I'm hoping as the competition rises, we get more consistent, higher quality, competition. That level of play is going to have to rise. Otherwise, we're going to get our butts kicked, and that's going to force us to change things as well. So it's either one or the other. We rise to the occasion or get our butts kicked and have to regroup. And no one wants to have that. So, like I said, hopefully, we get through, next game with Cookman. And then we got Illinois, and they're a tough team. I've watched them. The young kid, that freshman is on there. I actually played against him this summer. The talented kid, a talented team. So, like I said, we're going to find out who we are and where we stand and what's going to be our strong suit. And again, offensively, we don't have very much. So that can't be what we hang our hats on. So it's going to have to be a defensive end where we have a top ACC player of the year caliber defensive player. But we also got to have the other guys follow suit and kind of follow his lead.
Well, and let me ask you guys this, because Kareem, for the first, 11 games of the season, you and I have chatted about this and talked a lot. I mean, I still see that the talent is here. I don't think that this is Dennis's team from 2 years ago, the for what in the SEC team. I think there's ability on this team. And I don't think that it is void of talent. Even especially offensive talent. Clearly, they haven't found their flow offensively. There's no two ways about that. But I mean, do you guys think has your opinion of their level of talent changed over the course of the first 11 games of the season, or do you guys think that this is still a talented team that just has not found any cohesion on either side of the ball?
Yeah, I think it's all about cohesion. Definitely the latter part of what you just said. Tonight in the first half, they held Alabama State to 10 points in the paint. There has to be something going defensively for them. Again, it's just about finding that consistency and that rhythm to be able to do it an entire 40 minutes.
I mean, we are 9-2, so I will give us that. We have been winning the games we need to win. So if we were, 7 and something, I'll be a little bit more worried. But we've won the game we're supposed to. Obviously, we don't like being beat by 20 by KU. And now the Notre Dame game is a Notre Dame game on the road, our first one. So that happens. A guy hit an amazing shot that could have went any other way. So other than that, we could easily be 10-1. So I'm not too worried about it. Again, as the competition arises and gets better, it's time for guys to step up. And most guys, we're led by Mark and Rob. Those guys have been SEC play. They had a great year last year. They know what it takes to win in that league. So, hopefully, like I said, the competition rises, our star players are come through and lead the charge.
Ashley Wright, Kareem Rush, Chris Pelican with you here on the Mizzou Central Postgame Show right here on STL Sports Central. And the Mizzou Central Postgame is brought to you in part by the Legal Buddy app. Life happens fast. 1 minute you're driving home, the next flashing lights are in the rear view. When trouble knocks, answer with confidence. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds, whether it's a DWI, car accident, criminal charge, or traffic ticket. Download the Legal Buddy app today at legalbuddyapp.com. Register and use the code LEGAL, that's LEGAL, to enter for a chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card. Always on your side. That is the Legal Buddy app. And again, this is the Mizzou Central Postgame Show right here on STL Sports Central. Ashley Wright, Kareem Rush, Chris Pelican with you as we chop up a Mizzou 85-77 win over Alabama State. Kareem, in case you were curious, the Tigers entered this one as a 23.5-point favorite. So they did not come just by that much. Just that much.
I hope you guys got your bet in DraftKings.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely
so
did not.
What if, so we got a comment from Cook. Have you seen TL? I haven't seen no one shoot an 18-foot jump shot this year. Step back, something. I'm going down to Columbia. I am committing my services to any Tiger that wants to sit and after practice and shoot 100, makes 100 threes and pull up jump shots with me. This will open up our offense so much.
A guy who knows it.
I don't understand. I'm like, please shoot an open jump shot.
Yeah, there's no mid-range game. Definitely.
This is
play and beyond the arc.
You talk, and this is like, Ted Williams was like the greatest hitter in Major League Baseball history, and he was a terrible coach because he just didn't get why everybody else couldn't hit like him. So you need to stop with one of the best jump shooters I've ever seen, Kareem Rush. Not everyone can do it like you, man. I mean, I would take you out there right now.
You got to shoot them. You may not shoot a higher percentage, but the fact that you shoot them opens up everything else. We have guys that don't want to shoot them and want to keep driving. I understand it, but at some point you got to knock down an open jump shot outside of Cruz and let Mar go ISO. It will do wonders.
Okay, but Okay, all right. I'll put you guys on the spot, Ashley and Kareem. Do you guys trust anyone on this team not named Jacob Cruz to hit an 18-foot jump shot?
I haven't seen him shooting enough.
Yeah, we have to see it. You missed 100%. Don't take.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I like Stone. Stone can shoot. Like, he gets him up. I mean, at some point you just gotta put him up just so you can keep the defense honest. So, but again, I think
they need no two ways about that. One of the other guys who actually can hit a jump shot is Javon Porter, who played 1 minute tonight. And again, I understand this is Alabama State, and maybe Dennis was working on something, right? Maybe he wanted Luke Northweather to get the 25 minutes he got tonight, which my thoughts on that, Kareem. I'm like 10 or below on Northweather. That's about all we need on him. But again, and we talk about this a lot, like this whole trying to find a rotation with this group. And Javon Porter is a guy who started the first 10 games of the season, and he plays 1 minute tonight. I mean, do you guys, Ashley, I'll start with you. Do you have concern about the way this rotation's looking as we start to head into the true meat of the schedule? Because I'm not even sure what the rotation is. We know Anthony Robinson's going to play until he fouls out. We know that Mark Mitchell's going to play as long as, and Jacob Cruz is going to get 30 minutes a game. Beyond that, I don't really know what Dennis wants to do with this team.
Now, that part is the concerning issue. You want to have at least a rotation where when these five are out on the floor, I can trust this rotation to play together. The chemistry is flowing, points are going up on the board, and importantly, defensively, there's some intensity. I think having these rotation questions in the beginning of December, heading into January, that poses a big threat for Missouri, moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw that tonight as he started Cruz because we needed some additional offensive power to get the game started, and we've been really kind of relying on him to be our second, second team, kind of offensive firepower. So I don't know who can we trust in the second unit to go out there and get some buckets. It's really going to be, again, we're really limited to two offensive players. And Rob had a great game tonight, but it was, kind of just random bank board three. So nothing really kind of shows me that he can do this consistently from an outside perspective. Because, again, everybody's going to pack it in on us. That's just going to be the name of the game. That's what I would do if I was playing us. So it remains to be seen, like how, coach, remedies this and get guys that can go out there. And hopefully, like I said, with Stone coming back, that'll help because he does fire him out there and he will keep the defense honest. And maybe he'll get more minutes there. But somebody has to go out there and shoot some shots for us and knock some down consistently. Otherwise, it's going to be a long year.
Tio Barrett, 22 minutes tonight. Luke Northweather, 21. Do you guys? I mean, we Tio Barrett played a lot of minutes in the KU game out of necessity, right? Anthony Robinson in foul trouble almost throughout that game. Do you guys trust Tio Barrett to be out there for 20 minutes a game? And like I think he's got good energy, but I'm still waiting to see how he's a good to mid-level contributor on a Division I team. I don't think defensively he's very good. I don't think he handles the ball as well as a point guard should. He certainly can't shoot. He's fearless. I'll give him that. He will go into the lane against anyone at any time. But I'm worried, and I talked about this a little bit in the KU post game. We missed Tamar Bates and we missed Caleb Grill, right? Obviously, though that was a huge level, scoring. They were energy guys. But I think sneaky, we're missing Tony Perkins in a major way because Tony Perkins was just a rock solid, could handle the ball if he needed to, could play off the ball if he needed to, hit big shots, big physical body, would defend. And now Tio Barrett's supposed to be playing those minutes. And I don't know. I mean, do you guys have concerns about Tio Barrett playing 20-plus minutes a night? Because I just don't know that a team that's got real aspirations in high-level basketball has a player of his caliber playing that much.
Yeah, I think he's, a 10 to 15 maybe minute guy. But I did like tonight, he was in the right spaces on the floor, making back cuts and, able to really position himself well. I just don't know if I trust him to be able to do that down the stretch of this season. So, yeah, just to your point, I'm not sure if he can handle that type of load, that 20-minute load.
I'm not sure he has a skill set that we need at the current moment. I'm trying to figure out what – I mean, like I said, we missed the offensive guys. You said Caleb obviously was a great three-point shooter. Tamar was super efficient and could knock down shots and was another offensive guy that we can go to. I don't know where a lot of these guys offensive – I don't know what their skill sets is that helps us currently with the construction of this team. It's not really constructed properly. We don't have guys that – we got to figure some stuff out. Like I said, hopefully we've been injured. I'm hoping like having Stone come back, we can kind of find some balance within our lineup. We can get 2 to 3 guys consistently scoring 10 points. We got a chance. We get a hot night from a couple guys that we might have double figures. But other than that, we don't have a consistent 3 guys that can go out there and get us double figures. And if we don't have that, it's going to be a problem.
Well, and I think Dennis notices the same thing that we notice on this because Jaden Stone was bringing the ball up the court a little bit more before he got hurt. I think that the plan was not to have him playing much one, but I think that by necessity, he's realizing that we need Stone out there. And honestly, Barrett doesn't give us enough. So Stone, I think when he comes back, you might see him more in the role that Tio Barrett played the last couple of games where he's the one getting 25 a game and bringing the ball up more often than not. So this is the Mizzou Central Postgame Show. It is brought to you by our business banking partners at Home Bank. From business lending to everyday banking, Home Bank has been with us since day one as a trusted partner. Business is not just about numbers, it's about relationships. And with Home Bank, those relationships make all the difference. Home Bank is the team behind our team at STL Sports Central. Visit myhomebank.bank or call 855-577-2001. Home Bank, member FDIC, more than a bank. They are your business partners, and they do bring us the money moment of the game. So we will start with you, Ashley Wright. Money moment of the game in a game that Kareem Rush described as boring and blah, but you know what? There's got to be a money moment of the game because the good folks at Home Bank pay for it.
Thanks, Home
Your
Bank.
Your thoughts on a money moment of the game, Ashley Wright?
Yeah, I definitely think it was the way Jacob Cruz started out tonight. 4 or 5 from beyond the arc in that first half and 12 points in under 9 minutes. That's money.
Kareem?
I love her tagline. I'm gonna have to agree with that. 4 that's money. I like it.
Well, and again, I mean, I think that if we're looking for anything positive out of this thing, I mean, Jacob Cruz is shooting 6 of 8 from 3 on the night, right? I mean, 20 points in 30 minutes. He did exactly what he was brought to this place to do. So, Jacob Cruz, I think if anyone deserves a money moment of the game, it is him. So the money moment of the game is brought to you by Home Bank, the team behind our team at STL Sports Central. Visit myhomebank.bank or call 855-577-2001. This is the Mizzou Central Postgame Show right here on STL Sports Central. Ashley Wright, Kareem Rush, Chris Pelican with you as the Tigers knock off Alabama State by a final score of 85-77. They improved to 9-2 on the season. They will get close to wrapping up non-conference play Sunday against Bethune-Cookman before they have finals, I believe, next week, if they haven't already taken them. And then Illinois will be the Monday following. So we've got Sunday, then a week from Monday before they start SEC play. So, guys, wanted to chat with you a little bit more kind of about their overall effort tonight. And again, we chatted about this a little bit, but the energy factor. And again, I know it's hard for there to be energy on a night like tonight where I think most students are out of they're already back home. So the arena was pretty light. What do you do on a night like this? And Kareem, you played in games like this where the arena's half full and that sort of thing. How does a team find energy? Because I think that they struggled tonight to find energy, it seemed. I mean, obviously offensively, they did some nice things, but how do you find energy on a night like this where the opponent might not be somebody to get excited about, the building's not real full? Where do you find your motivation on a night like tonight?
I mean, that comes from internal, and again, your team leaders. And we're coming off a 2-game losing streak, so you want to get off that snide. So that's important enough to come out there and get a win. Obviously we were favored in this game by 23, didn't cover that. So guys know that coming in, so I'm sure they anticipated they was going to get a W, and they really want to kind of get through the next game and really kind of move into conference play. So I hope they're not looking ahead to Illinois. I think, we showed that, again, these defensive lapses have been, consistently happening to us over the course of the first 11 games, something I'm sure Dennis is going to address here in the next couple of games prior to the bragging rights game. But again, we got the win, so I'm happy with that. I'm not excited about how we played. I'm not excited about what I'm seeing currently, but at the end of the day, you get a win, you move on and try to play better the next game.
Ashley, I'm curious your thoughts on where, with this team right now, how important is it going to be? Is the veteran leadership on this team going to be? Mark Mitchell has scored a lot of points. He's played a lot of big games. Anthony Robinson has done the same thing. There are veterans on this team. It is one of the older teams in the country. How important is it going to be for those guys to be the ones who manufacture the energy with this team?
Yeah, it's super important. Like Kareem said, you feed off of that energy, you feed off of that tenacity and just the type of game or the tone that they set to begin. So that's why I feel like, with Cruz coming out as hot as he did earlier today, that was very beneficial for Mizzou throughout the game. I think definitely Mark Mitchell getting hot, that's something that you can feed off of, and it just trickles down to the rest of the roster.
Tigers win 85-77 over Alabama State to improve to 9-2 on the year. Their next game is Sunday against Bethune-Cookman, another Southwest Athletic Conference team. Apparently they were preseason prediction to win the conference. So we'll probably see the best SWAC team out there. And so, yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, Kareem, this is a team that's got some guys. So, they cannot sleep through this one. There's no two ways about that. Start with you, Kareem, on this one. What do you want to see, right? Again, this is going to be the last so-called, and we certainly won't call them a cupcake because, again, this is a team that more than likely will probably be playing in March, come that part of the year. But what do you want to see as they get ready for Illinois and then the SEC schedule against a team that certainly does not have the talent that they will see for the remainder of the season? What do you want to see out of this group on Sunday?
We're looking for that holy grail moment that we haven't had at this point, which is the full, complete game from top to bottom. But we shot 65% from the field tonight and only won by 8. So there's clearly some other issues going on the other side of the ball. So we can get a complete game from the guys. Having guys contribute all across the board. Obviously, having our main stars do what they normally do. But I would like to see some more confidence in some of the guys off the bench. Mac, I want to see him score double digits. I want to see somebody else knock down a couple threes. I just want to see guys more involved in the offense because, again, once conference play starts, any team, any good coach is gonna double mark and really kind of shade Cruz. And then what do we do? And guys got to be comfortable stepping up in that role and feeling the need and coming through.
Ashley, what would you like to see on Sunday against Bethune-Cookman?
I'd like to see more aggression. Don't shy away from your shot. If you're open, take it. There is a such thing as playing too unselfishly. And I think sometimes Mizzou finds themselves playing that way. Take advantage of the open spots on the floor, whether you're driving, whether it's a mid-range jump shot. Again, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you might as well just, put it up there and play with some aggressive basketball.
I'm telling you, channel your inner Kareem Rush.
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's smooth. That's smooth.
Fire.
Lefty stroke.
Fire.
This is the Mizzou Central. Boom. Finish off. This is the Mizzou Central Postgame Show right here on STL Sports Central. She is Ashley Wright. He is Kareem Rush. I'm Chris Pelican, and this is the Mizzou Central Postgame Show, which is brought to you. Hold on. We've got a different one now. I've got more different copy to read. Missouri. Your moment is finally here because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is now live in your state. Now you can make every game even more exciting with same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more. All from your phone, all safe, secure, and easy to use. Missouri fans, game day, the tailgates, the noise, the passion. Now with DraftKings Sportsbook, you can bring the same energy to every snap, every touchdown, every win. And right now, new Missouri customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. No waiting, no nonsense, just pure action, powered by America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code STL Sports. New Missouri customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code STL Sports. The crown is yours in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. One single use odds boost per customer. Market boosted to plus 100 odds. Max bet $50. Expires at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, December 7th. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Tigers do not cover the 23.5 point spread tonight. So if you took them on your DraftKings Sportsbook app, then we apologize. And I hope you did not spend all of your kids' Christmas money on the Tigers tonight. So, the funniest part, Kareem, like we talked about this a lot last year, Mizzou was fantastic against the spread. I mean, they covered all the time.
Yeah.
And, so far, not so great.
As soon as it goes live, we were screwed. Come on,
with some of this stuff. So, hey, before we start getting out of here, let's we'll jump back into the comments section. And Sam chimes in with, if we don't bring it next game, Bethune-Cookman can upset us. Totally agree. They went toe-to-toe with Auburn. They've got a great coach. The book is out on us. We don't defend, and all you need to do is double Mark Mitchell. I mean, I'm looking for something I don't agree with in those comments. I completely agree with all of it. And you know what? I mean, and I hope right now Dennis is telling his team that. Like, you guys, I know you're thinking about bragging rights. You're thinking about a packed, Scott. What's it called now? Scottrade, Savvis, Kiel, Enterprise. That's it. The Enterprise Center in St. Louis. I mean, it's going to be rocking and rolling, no doubt about that. But I mean, 100%. I mean, this game against Bethune-Cookman could be a real stub of the toe going into the tough part of the schedule. So, we'll start putting a bow on this thing, guys. I mean, Kareem, I'll start off with you. Your thoughts on kind of where the team is now and what we got to see Sunday and beyond.
Certainly we got a lot of things to improve on. Like I mentioned, I don't need to keep going back over the offense and, our defensive lapses that we've been consistently seeing. But again, we're moving on to the next game. Let's get through Bethune-Cookman and really get ready for, like I said, the heart of our season. But again, I'm sure Dennis is letting these guys know it's pretty clear and obvious what we need to work on and where we need to see improvements on. And again, it comes down to that locker room, our leaders of the team to come through and bring the guys along. But again, I'm a homer, so I'm always looking for the positive. We're gonna be good. We're gonna rebound. We got Stone coming back. We're gonna be good, and we're gonna push forward. So again, I'm looking forward to the next game and letting these boys, get back to business.
Ashley, your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely playing an aggressive brand of basketball. But make your free throws, guys. I just want to see you make free throws. That's all. Make your free throws. Take advantage from the charity stripe for sure.
Boy, that'd be a nice thing. It'd be a great start. I mean, I totally agree with you. This team's shooting right around 60% for the year from the free throw line, and they need to be better. There's no two ways about that. Ashley, we have one more thing to do before we get out of here, and this is our good friend Kareem. This is where we all lift a drink, Okay, so next time, it's a school night, so I have a small pour, right? That's how we do it. But this is the Mizzou Central Postgame Show, and it is sponsored in part by University Spirits New Rivals Bourbon Collection featuring the black and gold. Taste the tradition in every sip from University Spirits, a company created by our very own Kareem Rush and his brother Brandon. This brand is not just a product, it's a celebration of legacy, culture, and the connections we share over a great drink. University Spirits is here to elevate every sip one story at a time. To pre-order, visit universityspirits.com. Even if you're not a bourbon drinker, support one of our favorite Tigers and grab a bottle to display at home. That is universityspirits.com for the new black and gold bourbon. University Spirits, taste the tradition in every sip. We'll go with a little cheers, and then Kareem, let us know, man, what's going on in the world of University Spirits.
I just had a fantastic tasting tonight for the Kansas City Bourbon Club. So sold a bunch of bottles. Distribution is going really well, and the brand is growing. So all up and up, for the brand. And again, appreciate all the support for all those who have bought bottles up to this point. And, it's holiday time, so get another bottle.
There it is, my friend. I was waiting for that. Fits nicely under a tree. That is universityspirits.com. Get on there and order your bottle. Well, Ashley, greatly appreciated. Fantastic debut. I think the Tigers could learn something about the way you came with energy.
Yeah.
Played a full 30 minutes tonight, so
yeah.
that's a big win. So
welcome,
anyway,
Ashley, welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Love to have you on the team. I went this whole time without a coughing spell, and then I get at the very end of the show. Anyway, all right. For Ashley Wright, Kareem Rush, I'm Chris Pelican. This has been the Mizzou Central Postgame Show right here. Tigers win 85-77. We'll see you next time right here on STL Sports Central.
MIZ.
Easy to you.